Hi, how's everybody doing? It is Paul from Magpie 24/7 with another view from the van. And to be fair, view from the van today, it's rather dull, overcast and awful, but with snow everywhere else, I've got to count my lucky stars, and things could obviously also be a damn sight worse. But what is worse and what is bad is what's coming up this weekend. We've got an Arsenal side who are on an upturn of form, shall we say. It's almost as if I'm psychic. I'm like a baldy, ugly version of Mystic Meg. Or Septic Peg, if you remember back in you from my generation. But I did say that Arsenal would come good. And for all those, the likes of Sam Allardyce is saying, oh, the relegation rivals and all this sort of thing, that is typical Big Sam waffle shit. You look at the players that they've got, man, and you just know that eventually they're going to gel and they're going to beat. I'm not going to say they're going to sit there and beat a lot of the top teams, but they're certainly got better individual players than a lot of the other teams in the Premier League. So they will not be in a relegation battle. Big Sam won't pickle your head, man, you daft bastard. But yeah, we've got Arsenal this weekend, and we play Arsenal a lot. It feels like we're playing Arsenal a little bit more Arsenal, but you know, we'll have had our fair share of them over the next couple of weeks. But this weekend it is in the FA Cup, which let's face it, for Newcastle United, under the ownership and stewardship of Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley, I just can't see them taking a whole lot serious. You know, there will be changes. He will look to freshen it up, and I think you look at the games coming up and he will think, maybe quite rightfully so, given how shite we play, that the game against Sheffield United, which is a Derby County skin-esque warning all over it, is the bigger game coming up on Tuesday down in South Yorkshire, not a million miles away from where I'm at the moment. But yeah, more on that later. The game coming up at the weekend, to me, it's a hit and hope, because my expectations of Newcastle were small. But fuck me, Steve Bruce has managed to shrink them just that little bit more. Yeah, Steve Bruce, the gift that just keeps on giving. Whenever you think, yeah, we've hit a low point, you just think, no, he finds another way just to piss you off. The Brentford game really still feels like a kick in the bollocks, if I'm quite honest about it, and how meek and how pathetic and how limp and how just awful and not organised we were during that game, and how we surrendered an opportunity for a semi-final up against Spurs and all. But you know, that's gone, and I must admit, obviously inside I was, but can we? Come on, we can do it. But my head is saying this weekend there's like less than a 1% chance of us being able to outsmart Arteta. Less than a 1% chance of us turning up. Less of a 1% chance of having a decent formation and some set of tactics that is going to make sure that Newcastle are through to the next round. I just can't. I mean, I'd be over the moon if we did. It would be fantastic and it would be kudos, and you know, I would eat humble pie. But I think anybody who's a realist in the fan base would say that you're 99% certain that we're going to get defeated and we're going to get dumped out. And bearing that in mind, what I want to see is a little bit of fight, a little bit of guts, a little bit of pride in the shirt. Because, you know, it's the old saying, don't demand a team that wins, but we do demand a fucking team that does try. And, you know, goodness me, is it too much to expect? Is it too much to ask that these lads put a shift in, we have some sort of tactic, we don't just drop our pants and surrender, and you know, we bloody Arsenal's nose a little bit, because that's how it should be. Tough northern team coming down to the southerners, down in the own backyard, in the Emirates, which has never sounded as good, quite frankly, let's face that. But we should be able to give them a bit of a bloody nose. We shouldn't be going down there to make it easy. But this is Steve fucking Bruce. The man is a galah. The best part of him Yeah, it slid down his mother's arse crack. We all know that. He's the greatest advert that there's ever been for having a wank. And if his father had just done that on that fateful night, would we be suffering now as much as what we are suffering? I can't imagine it, because who could do a worse job than Steve Bruce? He's absolutely useless. It's an embarrassment having him as our manager. People can hide behind, but he's a local lad and this, that and the other. The things he says aren't what a local lad, aren't what a Newcastle supporter would say. It's not about staying up. You know, I put the video on about Bobby Robson recently, and you listen to him apologising after a defeat. Bearing in mind everything that Bobby did compared to Steve Bruce. And he's apologising, and he's saying he feels for the supporters, he understands the supporters, it's not good enough, he's not hiding anything, but he's saying, I will address this with the players. He's given it honestly, and you can tell the look on his face, the tone of his voice, everything. He cares, and he cared passionately about what was going on for not only the club, but the supporters. He actually got it. Then you hear Steve Bruce, who turns on the supporters, who constantly has a go at the supporters with his levels of arrogance. And the fact that he's just willing to be such a puppet for the regime is unbelievable. You know, he'll go in with the old mantra, which is the Newcastle United way under Mike Ashley. Let's try and, it's alright to lose, but we'll just not lose by too many. If I was that manager, I would literally be fucking pissing blood against the dressing room walls, telling these lads, put a bit of fight in, bloody their nose up, get in the faces, push the agenda, don't just drop back onto our fucking 6-yard box and defend, fucking 1 goal and 10 across the fucking back. Don't do any of that shit. We are going there to win. We are going there to progress. We are going there to give the holders a damn good game. And if we go out swinging, tough shit. But at least we were fucking swinging, which is not what he does. The only fucking thing he does is dropping, and that's dropping his fucking pants and accepting defeat, which is something that and I know that 99.9% of the fan base would never, ever, ever accept. Brucey is a fucking bottle job, and it's out for the easy life. I mean, we wouldn't want a cup run, because then that raises expectations. And we all know that raising expectations at Newcastle United is a massive, massive red bastard flag. So, yeah, I'm expecting absolutely nothing from this weekend. I'm expecting a few changes. I'm expecting to see a few forgotten faces back into the fold. And that is about it. The game that we definitely have to win is coming up on Tuesday night, where nothing but a win. I'm telling you now, on that Tuesday game, if I was Lee Charnley, apart from the fact, oh fucking hell, I'd want to give my life a serious fucking makeover if I was Lee bastard Charnley, the useless cunt. But if I was in charge of the football club, and if by some miracle I'd employed an absolute prick like Steve Bruce, and he went down to Sheffield United, who haven't done fuck all. They've was it with Fulham? That is it down there. If we go down there and then get beaten, not only would you get your P45, Steve Bruce, not only would you get that lovely P45, I'd possibly get the bastard frame for him, but I'd be literally wanting to rip his fucking head off. He wouldn't be getting in the bus on the way back. I'm telling you that for now. Be like, oi, shithead, P45 now, go and fuck off and don't darken my days ever again, you useless fucking bastard. Because we all know as a fan base, we all remember the Derby situation, we all know what happened there when we got embarrassed. And let's face it, we get embarrassed quite often as a fan base with the galahs who are running the club. But we all know that that's coming. And let's just hope, like I say, it's not on an absolute abject performance this weekend. I expect to see changes, I really, really do. Coming back into the side, you know that Dubravka, he is going to start. That is good news. Because he's still, to me, the club's number one. I know Darlow's done nothing particularly wrong, but Darlow is the club's number two. who's been performing as a number one, and he's done an amicable job. But to me, Dubravka is the main man. So it's good to see him back. Let's see if he can shake some ring rust off. He's had no pre-season, no out, so he's going to take time, isn't he, to get back into the routine. But no doubt he will have plenty of catching practice at the Emirates at the weekend, as Steve Bruce, and the master tactician that he is, of course. He's a quality manager. Don't say he's a championship manager. What are you putting that for in the comments? Of course he's not a championship manager. Fucking hell. Not even Sheffield Wednesday want this fucking head case back. Goodness me. Yeah, Dubravka, he's going to be coming back. That's good news. Nice to see him back. Hopefully, more importantly, see him fit and stay fit. Steve Bruce has already said Ryan Fraser, Mr. Sick Note, Darren Anderton 2.0, it seems at this stage. He isn't going to be in the game for this weekend. It probably means that he fucking is, because that's the way that Raji bastard works. But, yeah, no Fraser, he's not going to be included, but you would be expecting certainly to see the likes of Paul Dummett. He's going to be coming back. Again, another sick note. He's available for a game, then disappears for a fortnight, 3 weeks, or, 9 months or whatever. He's going to be coming back in. Let's hope and pray he can stay fit, because he's definitely got something to bring to the squad, shall we say. I'm not saying he's the world's greatest player, don't get me wrong, Paul Dummett isn't. But, yeah, he can definitely bring something to the squad, and he gives another option, certainly on that left-hand side. Paul Dummett, so we'll see him. Who else are we going to be seeing? I'd imagine we'll be seeing Dwight Gill. If he doesn't start, he's off. Literally, it makes no other sense. Why would you not start Dwight Gill? Oh, you cabbage-headed bastard, man. Just fucking play some players who might score. Talking about which, Andy Carroll scored! Massive alert! What the hell? What a strike! You wait 10 years, then bang, and let's hope and pray that they come like London buses and he scores a fucking brace or an hat-trick. Because we could fucking do it, lads. And lasses, I tell you that. Jesus, wet man. Yeah, Andy Carroll, he's got to be involved, hasn't he? You would think. Isaac Hayden had the week off last time, so he'll probably start, and then they'll assess him with regards to keeping him fit, fresh, and in full form, ready for Tuesday's game. Sean and Matty looked like they were out of breath in the last game, to be honest, but we were down to the bare bones. I expect Jeff Hendrick to come in. Don't hate me too much for saying that. I don't want bloody Jeff Hendrick in. He's done absolutely naught apart from West Ham since he's came, but he's going to get a start as sure as eggs is eggs. And that brings me on to, I know I'm a fine one to talk, but Mr. Eggman himself, John Joe Shelby. I expect fully John Joe to be back in the team. Heaven help us, because he's got no legs at all. He's, in a Premier League era where pace and power and all of these good things are what's needed to do the business. You've got to be athletic, you've got to be fit. He, after 5 minutes, I guarantee you, when he starts, which he will, he'll be sat there, haunched over, hands on his legs, looking like he's just smoked 40 fags. I'm like, oh, come on, give us a break, as we're constantly running around chasing bastard shadows at this stage, no doubt. The midfield at Newcastle, myself and Kyle on the Anyone for Bacon podcast has said it umpteen bloody times. It is a master clusterfuck of a problem at Newcastle. Matty and Hayden are our best two, and we need to keep them as ready, I suppose, as possible. Ready for the huge make or break 90, as Mick Laws would say. Ready for the Battle of Bramall Lane, because we've got to win that one. But I think the game will be lost in the midfield area alone straight away. It doesn't give you a base and a platform to be able to build off. Our combinations are awful and terrible, with the one exception being Hayden and Matty Longstaff. They are the best that we've got. But do we risk them in this game, and then for the game that is huge? Because let's face it, are we going to win the FA Cup? There's a question. You know, if we bottled it against Brentford, and we only seem to get by when we go to Oxfords of this world and the likes, then how are we going to realistically attack the FA Cup that everybody wants to win? When we couldn't do it in the League Cup, which is, it's just one of them things. You know? I mean, it would mean the world to me, you, and every other Geordie, don't get me wrong. But, goodness me. So anyway, I expect the game to be lost in the midfield area. I think defensively, defenders-wise, we should be able to match them up. I expect us playing 5 at the back still, with the wing-backs. I think Kraft may come in. I really do, because he hasn't had much game time recently. He's battled back off COVID. He needs game time, and I think he'll give him it here. So I expect to see Kraft back in, and then we take it from there. Roll on into Bramall Lane. So I'm expecting a defeat. I can't see anything else but a defeat. It's the last thing that I want. I am desperate. Turned 40 last year, end of last year. I've never seen Newcastle win fuck all. And, at this rate, with the fucking prats that are in charge of the club at the moment, I probably never will. It's one thing I want to see. I want to see us win something and be winners. And we can't be winners when we're surrounded at the club with losers like Steve Bruce. With too many players who you think are the Premier League quality bottom end or are the Championship. We've got too many like that. We need some serious work to the squad and not get into a situation where we've got three average right backs, but then we short as fuck on the left hand side when there's like a Williams available. It honestly perplexes me at times what goes through the head of some of the galahs who make the decisions at Newcastle. It really fucking does, because I can see it, you can see it, the world can fucking see it, but yet the people who we need to see it either can't or they won't, you know. It's so maddening. It is. And obviously, just touch upon it quickly, we are in the middle of a transfer window, or as I like to call it, January. All we seem to be linked with is players of his ex-pal Ollie's at the fucking wheel, Solskjaer. You can have him, you can have him, you can have him. The shite! I don't fucking want your rejects! Fuck that! Jesse Lingard, fuck off! It's fucking dog shite! We fucking looking to solve problems, not fucking add to the fuckers, man! Phil Jones, give over, man! He's a fucking walking meme, man! Where do I fucking go on with some of the fucking jokes we've been linked with? Rojo, give over, I'd rather have a bastard Rolo, man, than him. More fucking use, I tell you that. Hey, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. It boils my piss. If it wasn't for the fact it's etched and boiled and it's in your DNA, if somebody from the outside looked at you and thought, well, you know, what it doesn't make any sense supporting this fucking asylum, and you'd be like, yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's inside your DNA, which is something I know for a fact that isn't the case for Steve Bruce, because he wouldn't come out with this shit fourth bottom with just trying to stay up and all this shite that he comes out with all the time. His stupid team lineups, his pathetic tactics, his questionable signings, Joe Linton having about the turning circle of a fucking hippopotamus. Jesus fucking wet, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Newcastle pan them 8-0. But if I went into an asylum and said that, they'd fucking lock us up and throw away the key. They would. Like, you mad bastard, that ain't gonna happen, Flower. Lock him up, get the straitjacket out. Anyway, we travel in absolute just hope. That's it. Hit and hope. Nothing else. No certainty. Apart from there will be changes. and 99.9% certain that we're going to get absolutely destroyed, knocked out, conceding maybe 3, 4, 5 goals, and we're out of the FA Cup. And guess what we've got to look forward to? Guess what's our New Year's thing? Our New Year's reward to look forward to for the rest of the season, which has still got a lot more games left to go than what it would normally have in January, is a relegation fight with the likes of Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield United. Oh, happy days! We're drinking out of cups here, lads, all the time. We have so much success pissing out of our ears. There's so much cause for optimism for the future. Fuck me. This takeover, and there's no wonder everybody's jumping on Qatar and Saudi Arabia getting on, and international and diplomatic things being opening and stuff like that, because we're that desperate for change. We will literally find an ant's knob and grab it because it might contain a little bit of hope. Don't go around grabbing any ant's knob. That's cruel to ants. But it's probably what goes on at Sunderland, let's be honest, all the time. Probably grab out the fucking gate. Hey, goodness me. You've got to remind yourself, in all of the calamity and chaos and stuff like that, it could have been worse. You could have been born in Mackham. You could be 11th in League 1. Sorry, Division 3. You could be below Fleetwood, who, they're looking for a new manager, aren't they, at the moment? Maybe they will take Bruce, although, to be honest, he probably isn't even qualified for the COD Army. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm eating humble pie at the weekend. I doubt it, because I'm on a fucking calorie controlled diet. So I won't be eating any fucking pies for the foreseeable future. But at least that's going well. At least that is going well. Anyway, take care, keep safe, look after one another and each other. Keep it tuned. And I'll speak to you ahead of what's going to be a massive game against Sheffield United. Take care, everyone.